Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if the school system was completely different and didn't emphasize memorization? What if each student went to school every morning, they had lessons that were fun and interactive for everyone, and they went home satisfied with the day, but also filled with new ideas? Well, is that even a possibility, and how can we make that a reality? Since I was a child, I have always been a grade A student, and my parents were also the best students in their class. Because of this, I was raised to believe that without the knowledge given at school, you could not become successful. Well, as I grew up, I realized that this was completely false. With the help of the internet, I found out that actually, most people who were extremely wealthy didn't even go to university. Some even dropped out of school. Then I discovered that some 16-year-olds were becoming millionaires. And after this, I realized that the subjects we study at school may not be as important as I had thought. As life went on and I went through different life experiences, I realized what skills are actually crucial, and I tried to attain them in any way that I could. The first time I had to do a public speech was for a small event. It was unplanned and completely spontaneous, so I wasn't ready for it. I was very nervous, and because of this, my face started getting redder and redder. As time went on, I got even more nervous, and people could notice it. But the worst part was that it was all being recorded to later be shown to a larger audience. At first, I was very embarrassed and frustrated with myself. But instead of deciding that public speaking wasn't for me, I decided to try as hard as I could to overcome this anxiety my mind went through anytime I had to perform in front of a crowd. I made this decision because I understood that if I didn't acquire this skill now, I could miss a lot of opportunities in the future that would actually benefit my career. In school, it is common for teachers to give out group assignments. As a youngster, having to complete a group project meant that I had to do all the work by myself. No other group member wanted to participate in the completion of the group assignment. At first, I was upset by this, but as time went on, I got used to this, and I started loving doing such projects by myself. Usually, if I had to work in a team, I let every other member know that I did need their help, and I could do everything by myself. This was because I had high standards, and I thought other team members would only make the project worse. But over time, I realized that a single person can't do everything. And if the person is ambitious and wants to do well in life, they have to learn how to work in a team, understand the strengths of the team members, and assign tasks according to that. As a preteen, I also used to believe any information which was given to me. This led to many realizations later on in life that what I have believed for such a long time was completely made up. I think critical thinking is the skill most people lack in my country. Everyone likes to gossip and share certain information that may not be true, but others still believe it. I understood that we had this problem, and I wanted to make myself different from this group of people and not believe any information that was given to me by my friends, family, or even the media. Now, when I hear any information, I try to research the subject in order to evaluate the source, draw reasonable conclusions from it, and understand what the actual truth is. I think this skill has helped develop my personality immensely. I have learned how to be an independent thinker and not to believe others easily. And to me, this skill is the most valuable because I believe that those who have this skill developed are the most interesting and intellectual people to talk to. The reason why I shared my life experiences with you is because I wanted to get a point across that students have a hard time understanding all the abilities that are needed in the modern world and meanwhile trying to develop these skills. I think in order to solve these problems, schools should try to introduce special lessons where pupils are taught things that will actually help them achieve their goals in the future. For example, the art of body language and how to use it during public speech. If I were taught this at school, my speeches would have been much nicer and I wouldn't have to learn this by myself. More topics could include how to overcome our insecurities, how to be creative and create projects, and overall, how to position ourselves in the modern world. I think if schools were to actually introduce such lessons, it would lead to students being more interested in developing themselves and their skills. And it would also create sensible people ready to work hard in order to leave a mark on this world. So, the main question we should all ask ourselves is, at the end of the day, what is more important? Solving a math equation that you may never use again, or if you like maths, learning a date of a historical event that you will also forget, or actually learning the skills that are beneficial and will help you achieve success in any career and get you ready for a global stage. Through my experiences that I've shared with you, I wanted to show you how important these skills are, and while I'm still trying to develop them, you should join me so that we can develop and become the best version of ourselves.